Greetings, everybody. Here is Muhammad Sonic Boom, and today I'm here to demonstrate this lovely new Cyberse Deck Profile that I have made. Yeah, since I purchased some of the cards from from Dual Overload maybe, or Tin of Lost Memories. Either way, yeah. Any others, yeah. So without further ado, we're gonna go straight to a deck profile. Yeah. So with that time, I'm gonna start with 3 copies of Widget Kid. You see, when I normal summon this, I can special summon a Cyberse from my hand defense mode. You can even bring out Cyberse Sync rather than combo off and bring out any extra deck monsters you like. Yeah, you can keep on link summoning if you want with it. Yeah, you can combo off with anything like Lady Debug. Maybe. Also, I run double backup secretary, which means when you summon when you have a Cyberse, you can special summon it. I mean, it's like the only kind of Cyberse would you ever use for, yeah. Double backup secretary would be easier if you special summon it. You can special summon it if you have a Cyberse monster. You can go into your link plays or your synchro, whatever it is. Also, I run double Balancer Lord because you can once you can pay 1,000 to normal summon it, but when it's banished, you can also bring out one of your only level 4 lower Cyberses, which you like to run, yeah? I mean, you can bring out Widget Kid this way. You can bring out one of your only other monsters, yeah? Any other kind, yeah? Also run double Parallel Exceed. Because when you link something, you can special summon it. Then you can bring out another one from your deck. And then you can reduce your levels. You can even X summon any rank 4 I have. Or any kind, you know. So what I run. Just what I like to run, which is Parallel Exceed. And also run double Cyber Synchron because it's your tuner. Because you can increase its level, double up its level. You can synchro summon to any level 7 you like, which is Quantum Dragon, which I have. So you can banish it to prevent it from being destroyed. Also double Microcoder, because with this you can add up one of your... when it's used to link someone from your hand, you can add up any silent spell or trap card. Or when it's used on the field, you can add a level 4 Cyberse instead. Right? Hang out level 4 lower Cyberse. Any other monsters I run, 1 data coin, a Lady Debug, because Lady Debug, when you know what's supposed to summon it, you can add a level 4 lower monster. 1 D-grade Buster, Firewall Guardian. Yeah, Firewall Guardian. You can banish 2 of them and special summon D-grade Buster, like banishing Balancer Lord and any other Cyberse. But when it's banished, you can special summon. You come off with the, I think with the, with D-grade Buster. Either way, with the D-grade Buster, you can combo off with Balancer Lord. When it's banished, you can bring out one of your only Cyberses from your hand. Either way, that's what you can, which is what you can use, yeah. And according to Firewall Guardian, when you link summon it, when it's used to link summon, you can special summon it back, but it's banished. But when it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to negate any attack, and then the monster becomes unaffected by other card effects except its own. And then you can reduce his monster attack points to 0, which is the easier way to use, yeah. And as for the other monsters, I also want 1 4-month Skipper. Why? Because you can reveal 1 link monster, and you can link summon this turn, but I can treat this card, link material, the same name, type, and attribute, even as a reveal monster. Once it's in the graveyard link material, I can add any level 5 or higher Cyberse monster, whichever I want. I also want code generator. Because when a Cyberse monster I control when it's used in Link's material, you can use it as in a hand. And when it's sent to my hand or field to the graveyard, when it's you can for Code Tugger, you can use it as a Cyberse monster with less attack. They're 1,200 less attack from deck to the graveyard. You come off with Dotscaper, you can special summon it. Or when he's used in the field, you can add it instead. Also, I want 1 Link Slayer. And if you have no monsters, you special summon it, discard 2 to destroy. Also 1 Sim to Blear. Why do I want 1 Sim to Blear? It's just one of those things. Due to Symptom Player, you can reveal this card, return the Cyberse monster you hand, and summon it. And he's the only link monster, but you can return it to your hand. That could be a combo off for any link summoning with you have a level 4 Cyberse in your graveyard. That's why I run one Symptom Player. Also, I run the Grid Sweeper. If there's a field spell, you can special summon it. Special summoning Grid Sweeper, who knows? You can even banish it and another link monster you control. You can destroy any card you like, which is the best way to get through. And I think Dotscaper was the only thing that you can use to combo off, but can't be used once per duel, you know, because if it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it. Or if it's banished, you can special summon it. You can only use this effect per turn, only once that turn, it says. I mean, Dotscaper will be good to combo off if you discard it with any spell, trap, or monster effect. Either way. Once the Archiver, Cyberse White Hat, even so on, the Archiver, you can when a monster's no special summon, you can special summon it. I mean, you can combo off with any link play you like. Cyberse White Hat, if you have 2 or more Cyberses, you special summon it. And when it's at the graveyard, all your monsters lose 1,000 attack points at the end of the turn. Perfect to combo off with anything. Also, I run Flame Buffalo and Clock Wyvern. You see with Flame Buffalo, you can discard it to draw a card. Whenever it lives at the field, you can discard a Cyberse to draw 2 cards. Like Dotscaper, because when it's sent to the graveyard, you can summon it. If you have any Cyberses in your hand, that is. And Clock Wyvern, when you know or special summon it, you can have it up, summon a token. You can bring out any level 1 like Link Karibo, whichever you like. Also, I run on others like Cyberse Gadget and Swap Cleric. Due to Swap Cleric, you can summon any of your due to that, when you know somebody, you can bring back any of your level 2 or lower Cyberses, either Cyberse Gadget or Swap Cleric, either any kind of like Microcoder or Swap Cleric or Cyberse Synchron, whichever it is, but the effects negated. Boy, sent to the graveyard, you can bring out a Gadget token. Either Swap Cleric, you can have your monster lose 500 attack points and draw a card, which is the extra card you may needed. In the hand traps, I run Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler. That's what I like to run. I'm still waiting for the other cards to come out in public. Other Cyberse cards to come out. And also, I run the Ritual Monster Cyberse Magician. What do you do with it? I can Ritual Summon it with any sign-up ritual I like. But any damage I take will be cut in half. I mean, sure you can't have any damage during the same turn this way. And according to this, you can't target any monsters with card effects, except for itself. But you can also have Quantum Dragon out if you like. That way you can make a lockdown wall of some sort. But what about the Link Monster that gains 1,000 tap points? Whenever it's destroyed by a card effect, you can add a Cyberse monster also from your deck to the hand. That's why I like running Cyberse Magician. That's all for the monsters. We're going to go with the spells. The spells, I want triple sign-up mining. What do you do with sign-up mining is simple. You see, I can send a card from my hand to the graveyard to add a level 4 lower Cyberse. That's why you like to run 3 sign-up mining. I mean, sending Dotscaper, you can special summon it. Comboing off would be easier than that. Also, I run some of the sign-up cards. Like one sign-up Storm. This field spell... With this field spell, all Link monsters gain 500 attack and defense points on the field. But Link summon of Link monsters can't be negated. That's the only powerful field spell you would ever need. But if you took 2,000 more battle or effective damage, you can shuffle the face-down cards and extra deck, execute the top of it, and if it's a Cyberse monster, you can special summon it. That's what you would get. Either you get any kind of Kotaku monster you want, yeah. That's why you run Signet Storm. I run other Signet cards, like Signet Kodak, Signet Backdoor. Yeah, with Signet Kodak, when a Kotaku monster is summoned, you can add any of your Cyberse monsters with the same attribute, but you cannot special summon monsters from an extra deck for the rest of the turn, except Cyberse monster, and you can't add other monsters with the same attribute. So that means you gotta use a different attribute. You gotta use a different attribute carefully. Right? Carefully. Yeah. And Signet Backdoor, you can banish any Cyberse, add to the hand, whose attack point is lower or equal to the monster's attack points. But during the next standby phase, you can return it to the field, and then it can attack directly that turn. This is the only card I would ever want to run. Why do I like running Link Slayer anyway? I run Signet Fusion, Signet Ritual, because if you have no monsters with Signet Ritual, you can banish one of your Cyberse monsters from your graveyard, and you can bring out one of your tokens. Bring out 2 Signet tokens, yeah. If you have no monsters, you can banish another Cyberse Ritual monster. Decide to run. And Silent Optimization. If it goes on with Tucker Monster Battles, you can't have any spell traps. And then with that, you can, during the main phase, you can normal summon any Cyberse monster in addition to it. After the effect resolves. But you can't special summon any monsters except for Cyberses, yeah. Which is why Silent Optimization will be the only card I would ever run. After that, I also run Silent Recovery. Why? Because Silent Recovery would be when a Link monster is destroyed, you can bring back any Cyberse monster except for a Link monster. One monster in your graveyard except for a Link monster, you can summon it in defense position, like either Lady Debug or Microcoder or any other, whichever it is. Thanks to Silent Recovery. I also run other spells like 1 for 1, Monster Aboard, One-Time Passcode, Burial from a Different Dimension, Spool Code, Terraforming. Yep. According to Burial, you can return any of your banished monsters to the graveyard, like your Balancer Lord, whatever. And Spool Code, you can banish any 3 Cyberses. You can, if you have 3 more Cyberses, you can negate the attack. And you can summon 3 of your Spool tokens, yeah? And One-Time Passcode, you can special summon the token, you can combo off. And Terraforming, you can add your Signet Storm. Anyone for 1, you can send a card, you can special summon anyone like Datacorn or whatever. That's all for the spells. Now we go with the traps. So for the traps, I run Recode Alive. Why? Because you can turn one Link 3 Cyberse monster you control or in the graveyard, you can banish it, or you can bring out one of your only Code Tucker monsters from your extra deck. But if you have no monsters, you can banish it, then target one of your banished Code Tuckers and some special summon it, which is what I run, Recode Alive. Also one Jar of Avarice, Call of the Haunted, Shield Handler, and also run the counter trap Silent Conflict. Because due to that, you can negate the activation and banish it, prevents you from activating any cards or effects with that name until the next turn. So I like to run. Yeah, I run 2 copies of Silent Conflict, yeah. That's what I like to run. Anyhow. And the next card I would want to run would be Mirror Force, Limit Code. You can bring out any Code Talkers and equip it in the extra deck. If you have any Cyberse League monsters, you can place one counter on it. You can bring out any Code Talker monsters from your extra deck. But you gotta remove a counter during the end phase. But if you can't, it's destroyed. This is a problem I don't like to see. Also, I run the Cyberse Beacon and the Parallel Port Armor. Due to Cyberse Beacon, when you took damage, you can add up any Cyberse monster from your deck to the hand. That's what I like to run. And Parallel Port Armor, you can equip it, and it cannot be destroyed by battle. And targeted with card effects, yeah. And according, yep, just like Shield Handler. I mean, with Shield Handler, it cannot be destroyed by any card effect if you use both. Right? When a card effect is activated that would destroy a monster, you can target a Link monster and equip it to the targeted monster. And it cannot be destroyed by any card effect, which is what Shield Handler would do. But we're going to go into the extra deck. So the extra deck consists of this. I run 1 Cyberse Clog Dragon. Why? Because when you fuse somebody, you can send any cards from deck to the graveyard equal to its Link rating. You can either use a Link 4, a Link 3, whatever it is. Or Link 5, maybe. That's why I like to run Cyberse Clog Dragon. Also, I run Quantum Dragon. Because if you have a Link monster, you can't target it with card effects. Which is why this is the only thing you would do to prevent your opponent from targeting any monsters. Also, 1 Firewall Exceed Dragon, which is a risky card. Because you can bring out attach 2 overlay units, you can bring out one of your... Only because it requires 2 or more level 4 monsters. 2 or more, yeah. That's what Firewall Exceed Dragon does require. I mean, you can either use 2 overlay units on once a turn, and you can bring out any link for monster you like. But it can't some other monsters, some other monsters nor you can attack directly for this turn. So let's go to the link monsters. So the link monsters consist of Access Code Talker. Why do I want Access Code Talker? Because you cannot target, you can activate cards or effects in response to this card's effect activations. When it's link summon, you can target one link monster that was used as material, and it gains the attack points equal to that monster's link rating times 1,000. When you can match link monster, you can destroy any card your opponent controls because it doesn't target yet. But the rest of his turn, you can't bash monsters the same attribute to activate the effect. That's why Access Code Talker will be the only target for Firewall X Sea Dragon if you dare, if it will be destroyed. That's why I run Access Code Talker. Also, I run the other Code Talkers like Code Talker Inverted. That's why I run these two, because due to Code Talker, it gains 500 attack points for each monster it points to, but it cannot be destroyed by battle or your card effects while it points to a monster. That's why I run Code Talker. And the Code Talker Inverted. If you link somebody, you can bring out any Cyberse monster from your hand to a zone this card points to. And if you extra link with X Code or and with any other, you will see what happens. Yeah, with this combination. Also, I run Cyber Switch. Because with the Cyber Switch, what do you do when you spell summon a monster to a zone this card points to? I can bash one of my spells, and you can add a Cyberse Ritual monster and assign a ritual from your deck to your hand. But if this effect was activated, you can bring out any level 4 lower Cyberse, whichever you like. That's why I run Cyber Switch. You can also combo off with one-time passcode, whichever it is. Also, I run the other Code Talkers like Decode, Encode, and Xcode. You see, with Decode, gains 500 attack points. But when a monster threat is activated, you contribute it to negate. I don't know any that it's like pointed bottom left and bottom right and upward, like a triangle. That's what it is. And Encode, who knows what will you do with that? Make it unable to be destroyed. And even though you co-link it with Xcode, who knows? If you link something, you can make your monsters. If you have 2 or more monsters, if you have like you can choose unused main monster zones equal to the number of monsters currently in extra monster zones. Like if you have 2 monsters in the extra monster zone, you can close those zones and make sure they won't be used. That's why Xcode Talker will be good, because all monsters card point to gain 500 attack points. Yeah, that's why I like running Xcode Talker, Encode, and Decode Talker. Because Decode Talker, you contribute to negate and destroy anything. If a card effect is activated, that would target any card. And for this boss monster, I run Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. You see, when you link summon it, you can place counters on this card equal to the number of different types of Cyberse monsters in your graveyard. Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz. But it gains 2,500 attack points for each counter on it. I mean, if you have Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz, or Ritual, you can even have it easily. But quickly you can move one counter. I mean, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can move a counter and negate it. But this card, also, if the effect was activated between this card's attack declaration, at the end of the damage step, it can attack. It can make another attack in a row. That's what you do with Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. Also run Link Karibo, Shooting Code Talker, Splash Mage, and Transcode. You see, Link Karibo, you can contribute it to make your attack points 0, and you contribute a level 1 monster to bring it back. That's why Link Karibo is good. And Shooting Code Talker, if you co-link it, who knows what happens. You can activate this if at the start of battle phase. I mean, you can make attacks on opponent's monsters equal to its link rating. But, +1. Like if you have two monsters that are 2 monsters that points to it, like in the extra monster zone, and right there, it can make 3 attacks, maybe. But when it attacks your only monster, it loses 400 attack points or damage cal. But you can draw cards equal to the number, so it replenishes your hand. And Splash Mage, you can bring back any Cyberse from your graveyard, and you can easily link summon into it. And with Transcode, you can easily special summon back one of those lovely monsters from your graveyard. That are any link 3 or lower, but they cannot be targeted by card effects. So even if you have Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid, X's code or X code in this, X code monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. So Transcode Talker will be staying protected, yeah. But will be destroyed and X code Talker will be safe. X code Talker can be destroyed, but Transcode could still remain. Which could be a problem with this, but not to worry. Everything will be good to me. But anyways, it's all for the deck profile. This is Muhammad Zon and Boom. Over and out. Perfect. Oh yeah. Also, I have the side deck right there. Yep, this is the side deck I have here, which is everything they have here, yeah. Like Catch Eve LV2, Decode Destruction, Zero Extra Link, Cyberse Converter, Power Code Talker, and Gold Sarcophagus. I think Gold Sarcophagus you can banish one of your cards from your deck. I mean, like Bouncer Lord. If it's banished, you can special summon it. Like Bouncer Lord, you can special summon it. Even Dotskeeper 2, if it's banished. That's why I always have a side deck ready, just in case. Either way. That's why a side deck will be useful, yeah.